Welcome to this month's DIY Crafternoon, and this month we are making fabric bangle bracelets. If you picked up a craft kit at the library, you will have gotten your directions, a little tub of glue, and a popsicle stick, fabric for your bangle bracelet, and also a little strip of leather. That's what's going to be in your kit. That's what you need. You're also going to need scissors, and if you choose not to use the craft glue, you can use hot glue. I don't always love working with craft glue because it takes a long time to dry and it doesn't always stick very well. So I'm going to be using hot glue today, but if you don't have a hot glue gun, you have the craft glue to work with. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to cut your fabric and your leather piece to size. I did give quite a bit of fabric in each bag just to be on the safe side. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your bangle and you're going to wrap your fabric around to the inside to kind of see where you're going to cut it. So you want it to overlap a little bit on the inside, and it's kind of hard to see. So you're going to need to cut it smaller than what I have given you. So I'm going to just cut mine to fit here. You can mark it, I'm just doing it by eye, but you can mark it if you'd like to make sure you have the right amount of fabric and you don't cut too much off. Okay. So you should be able to wrap it around with a little bit of overlap. And then you're going to cut your leather also to fit. So the easiest way to do it, and I'll actually use the sample from the kit that I showed you, you're going to take it and you're going to put it inside, and it kind of, the leather's a little easier because it's firmer, but you can kind of fit it in there. You're going to need to cut it so that it is obviously not larger than your wooden bracelet, and you want to cut it so that it just meets at the seam. So I did cut mine. I'll show you. It fits just like that. So there is a little bit of space there. It doesn't fit all the way around. I cut mine just a smidge too short, to be honest. So you probably want to cut it a little less so that it meets. But you won't be able to see the leather outside of your bracelet. It's just in there so that it covers up the seam of the fabric of your bangle. So now we're going to glue it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting a little bit of hot glue down on the inside of my bracelet. And then I'm going to take my fabric. I'm going to start it. So I'm going to gently push it down. If you're working with hot glue, you have to be careful. It dries fast, and even through the fabric, it can be very hot and you could burn your fingers. So be very careful about that. Put a little more down. Get that secured. Okay, now as we go around the bangle bracelet, we're kind of going to have to do a little like tucking. So you're going to have to pull and tuck. So what I'm doing, it's going to be a little hard to demonstrate because it's on the inside and it's not easy to see the inside, but I'm going to do my best. So I'm going to fit it and kind of pleat it and tuck it. Got a good pleat here. I'm going to try and show you that before I glue it. You can see that little pleat right there. And then you'll see, I'm going to do my best here. That'll be nice and flat here. So now I'm going to try and glue it. So again, we're going to put the glue down onto the bracelet. This is going to be the trickiest part, is the pleating. And as we get further along, it's going to be even trickier. So gotta kind of be patient with yourself. You'll do each side separately. I'm kind of doing like a little test of my pleat, and then I'm putting my glue down so that I can kind of know what I have to do. You might need to fix your glue a bit sometimes, do some little extra glue in. And the great thing is that even if it looks a little bit messy on the inside, that's why we have that leather to cover it up. Because mine's gonna look messy. That's the one thing about working with hot glue, you have to feel that stuff. The main thing is to keep it nice and tight while you're gluing it. So if you were using craft glue instead, the craft glue that is provided, it might take a little more time, and you might have to wait in between like sections to let the glue dry a bit. Like I said, the craft glue does dry much slower than the hot glue. So you may have to do a section, wait about 10 minutes, and then do the next section so that you're not pulling out the section you just did. Get close to the end here. Okay, and here's the point where I'm going to cut my fabric because it's a little bit longer than what I need. This fabric's nice because it's a plaid, and a lot of you will have gotten this fabric, so there's already lines drawn in so you can make your cut nice and straight. One last pleat in here. And then I'm going to put just a tiny bit of glue right here because I didn't quite get it tight enough. That's my fault. Maybe I can do it. Oh, I think I've got another solution. I'm just going to pull it and pleat it and glue it. Okay, here we go. All right. So I do have some spots here where my pleats aren't quite tight. I can come back and I can fix that with a little glue before we put our leather down. All right, so I think I have it pretty good. There's still a pleat here that I don't like, but it is what it is. So next, the last thing we're gonna do is we're going to glue the leather on in the inside of the bracelet and cover up our seams, the unsightly parts. So we're just going to put a ribbon of glue around. I'm going to do mine in sections because my glue dries so fast. But if you're using the craft glue, you could put it all around at one time. Press it in there. Okay. Actually, my leather I did end up cutting just perfectly. It fit right perfectly around. So if you can see that inside there, covers up your nasty bits, and voila, we have our fabric bangle bracelet. And a lot of chunks of glue. Whew. So I hope you had fun making it. They would make like really cute gifts, I think. And if you have giant hands like me, unfortunately they don't fit, but you'll have to gift them to somebody with small hands. Bangle bracelets never fit my hands, so I always have that trouble. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed our fabric bangle bracelet instruction today. Our next craft next month is a woven yarn hanging. It'll be really cool. I'm excited for this one. So it's going to be, we've got sticks, and then we're going to weave a cool yarn design onto them. Those kits are available a week before the program, so they are available the first Wednesday of the month, on the 4th of August. And then our program is August 11th, and that will be on Facebook at noon. And then coming up in September, we will start having our DIY Crafternoons in person again. Registration is required. The number of people will be limited, and we will continue to have the Facebook option. So we're still going to do the Facebook instruction, and we will have craft kits available at the information desk for those of you that do not want to come to the in-person program or can't make it. You can always call the library for more information at 414-425-8214. And until then, happy crafting. Have a good day.